Good evening, Stampers. I'm Sandy Harka, and you are here with Stamp and Go. We meet here every second Tuesday of the month and create 3 cards. If you would be interested in a free card kit to make these cards, you can place an order through me at Stampin'Up for $35. And if you place an order for $50, you'll get an extra set of embellishments. Tonight we are going to be stamping with Petals of Beauty, so let us begin. There we go. All right, this is what the stamp set looks like, and you'll notice that we're in the new packaging, and these are the clear stamps, okay? And this is the new packaging for the dies, as you can see. They're both the same size, and they are flat, so much less storage space is required for these. All right, this is our first card for the evening. We are going to begin with the stamping. So we're going to be stamping the flowers here. All right, let us get this moving. We are going to put down the silicone mat so that we can stamp our flowers. And this is the stamp. And you see that there? Good. And we're going to stamp that in Calypso Coral. So you're going to need 4 of these for each card. I'm only going to stamp one of them so you don't have to just sit there and watch me stamp. Hover over your die cut and then press. Nice. Okay, let's get rid of the ink. And we are going to, in the middle, there's a little flower center. We're going to use just our black marker and give that just a little scribble right there so that it looks like we have flower centers. Okay, that's pretty quick and easy. Okay, we're going to lay those over to the side for a second. And we're going to grab the card base, which is a crumb cake. It opens on the right-hand side. And we have 2 pieces of this beautiful designer paper. All the names of the products and everything we're using is going to be in a PDF that will come out in tomorrow's email. So if you're on my mailing list, you will get that tomorrow. And I'll also send it back out to you by email when the kits are ready to either pick up or have mailed to you. Okay. All right. We're going to put 1 piece over here at the right-hand side. And we're going to bump up to about a 1/16 of an inch from the edge here. We want to leave just a tiny bit of that card base showing, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, right out towards the edge, leaving about a 1/16 of an inch showing. Then in the middle, we're going to put this piece of vanilla that has been embossed with that beautiful pattern embossing folder. It's one of the new ones, and it is awesome. I will be using that a ton. All right, we're going to center that right there in the middle. Looks like I have a little bit of glue peeking out up there, so we'll just get rid of that. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is add the leaves, which are die cut. So we're going to add a tiny bit of glue to the back side. And this one is going to go from the upper left down to the lower right. And we're going to do the other one in the opposite direction. So a little bit of glue on the back side. And it's going to come from the lower right to the upper left. And yeah, they will cross just slightly there. Excuse me. All right, the next thing that's going on will be our little flowers. And like I said, we have 4 of these. Let's see, this one I think we'll place about right here. The next one we're going to place a little bit closer to this side. So about right there. And then we're going to start down here at the bottom. And we're going to put one about right here. And the last one goes about, let's see, I think I want that about right there. Okay, close. Now, the next thing that's going on is the Celebrate, and this is from the Thoughtful Moments Hybrid. And I think I'm going to use glue dots to pop that on. So let me find some glue dots here. I'm going to use, actually, you could probably get away with 2 for this one. And I'm going to angle that just slightly so it goes across a little bit catty corner there. All right, so we've got our dots in, everything is good, and we're going to lastly add our holographic dots. And we're going to put one of the large ones up here. You find one of the small ones, we're going to pop right in this space right here. And another large one is going to go right here on this side, sort of diagonal. And then one small one, we're going to pop right here. And doesn't that just brighten it up for you? It just makes that card front pop. All right, I hope you enjoyed that one. We have, if you like these cards, we have classes on Zoom every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you're on my mailing list, which the link is below, and so you'll be getting information about those classes through being on my mailing list. One of the problems is that my blog had to go out of business because the vendor went out of business, and I'm in the process of getting a new one set up. In the meantime, that link will just take you to an entry form, and you can fill that out at the moment for getting on my mailing list. Okay. All right, let's move on to card number 2, which looks like this. Let me hold that up because it's white on white, and sometimes it doesn't show up, really well when it's a little further away. All righty. Let us start with the flowers again. So, oh, well, I tell you what, I've got this set up here. So let's start with a happy birthday. A happy birthday is from Simply Said. We're going to stamp it in just black ink. I'm using Memento. Any black ink will be fine. And we're going to stamp that on Flirty Flamingo. Rock it slightly to make sure you get the top and the bottom of all those letters. It looks like I was a little crooked there. So we're going to take our paper snips and we're going to cut this out. Okay. Pop that. And we're going to come along the top. This one's easy because all the letters are the same size. So I don't have to worry about ups and downs. Now we're going to cut that in the middle, right between the Y and the B. Going to lay that over to the side for a minute. Get rid of our black ink for the moment. And now we're going to stamp the flowers. So we're going to stamp, let me bring back that silicone mat so you can actually see these. Make sure they are right side up, otherwise matching is tough. We're going to stamp those with Flirty Flamingo. Okay, let's kind of get this out of the way so we can get our, sit that over there. All right, we're going to ink up our flowers. Now, if you have any trouble getting a good image, you can use your foam mat because these are photopolymers, as will be all the remaining stamps that we produce here at Stampin' Up. So be sure to use your foam mat if you have any trouble getting good images. Okay, that will solve a lot of problems. All righty, so we are going to, you know what, we're going to go ahead and put on the rhinestones. That way we'll have these all set up and ready to go. So one in each of our little flower centers. And if you've stamped with me longer than 2 days, you'll know that I'm all about the sparkles and shine. I love it when stuff sparkles and shines. All right, there we go. So we've got 6 rhinestones in there. And on the back of these, we are going to put a dimensional. These are small enough that one dimensional is good enough. You can conserve your dimensionals. All right, now we're going to lay these over to the side. get rid of this. We're going to bring in the card base, which is thick white, and it's going to open over here on the right-hand side. The next layer is that beautiful pattern again. See that? Isn't that gorgeous? You'll see me using that a lot throughout the lifetime of this one. And we never know how long we're going to have these available. So my recommendation is if you like it, don't wait too long to get it. All right, there we go. Now, these two die cuts are from a set called Textured Notes, and they are concentric, so we can stack them, which is really nice. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back side here of the biggest one, and that's going to be centered right here. Now, the next one, we're going to flip to the back side, and we're going to add dimensionals to the back of that. Sort of pop that up a little bit. Gives it a little bit more of a dimensional look. Okay, we're going to take off the toppers here. And we're going to center that right in the middle of the first rectangle. There we go. Now, these are really gorgeous. These are also one of the new, they're dies from the new online exclusives. And these are called swirled designs. Big surprise, right? All right, we're going to add a little bit of glue to the back side. And we're going to try to find those spaces that have the most paper to add the glue. So just a little bit here and there. Going to turn this over and center it right here. Now we're going to do the same thing to the small one. Add a little bit of glue to the back side. And we're going to center that in the middle of this one. Isn't that pretty? Great. All right, let's grab our leaves here. And normally I would put these on with glue, but because we've got all this going on there, it might take the glue just a little bit to kind of set so we can move on. So I am going to use glue dots so that it really grabs hold of that gold, and then we can move on without waiting. Okay, so this is going over here at the left side, about kind of in the middle there. All right. At this point, we can take the topper off of the back of one of the flowers. We're going to pop that right there on that one, and the same thing for the second one. And we're going to pop this one down here. Awesome. Now, the last thing we have to do is put on the happy birthday. And again, I'm going to use glue dots because I want to keep moving, and I don't want to just sit there and watch glue dry. So we're going to use glue dots on the back of those. Keep getting my fingers stuck in the glue dots. All right, and one more should do it. All right, there we go. So we're going to angle these just a little bit, just so that they're not like straight across. And we're going to put the happy at another little angle right there. And there you go. Pretty quick and easy. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you would like a free card kit to make these, you can place an order through me. The link is below, and place your order for $35 and you get a set of supplies to make everything that's in there to make 2 of each of these. And if you place an order for $50, then you'll get an extra set of embellishments. Okay, let us move on to card number 3, which is your easy card. I always try to make the last one your easy card. So if you're getting tired, you don't have to think a lot for this one. All right, let's shove that over, and we're going to grab this is actually a 2-step stamp. So you've got the solid image here, and you've got the detailed image here. Normally, I would start with the solid image, but with this one, I found that it worked for me a little bit better if I started out with the darker, which is your detailed image. So I'm going to put my mat down because if you'll notice, there's a lot of solid area. in this stamp. And when I have a lot of solid area with the photopolymer, I try to use my foam mat to get the best image I can. Alrighty, so we are going to use the ink that I had first off, and I'm looking for it. Here we go. Calypso Coral is going to be the detailed image. So let's ink this up. Ink, ink, ink. And I think I want this, trying to find the best. I think this works better, this orientation. So I'm going to stamp this right here and just press down. Nice. Okay, I'm going to close this up now and grab the solid image, which looks like this. We can kind of, I picked this point right here to locate, and then the rest of it pretty much falls into place. So I'm using Petal Pink for the solid background. Okay, let's ink this up, and you can see this one has a lot of solid image, so that's why I'm definitely using this matte. Now we're going to hover over. Now, because you've got this dark image here, it's really easy for us to line this up so that it matches that. Okay, and press down. There you go. Isn't that nice? All right, let's cover up our ink. And we're going to grab the leaves, which are which is this one. And we're stamping with Granny Apple Green. All of this info is in your PDF that will come out tomorrow in tomorrow's email. All right, we're going to bring this in so that it comes in about right here. And I'm going to come as close as I can to the flower and then just press down. Okay. Now, the last stamp that we have is the thanks, and this also comes from the Simply Said stamp set. We're going to stamp that in just black, so I'm using Memento just because it's black. All right, we're going to come down here at the bottom, rock it slightly to make sure you get the top and bottom of all of those letters, and then we're going to cap this back up. Now we get to the fun part, which is adding the embellishments. Looking for them. Here they are. So in the middle of our flower, we're going to put a holographic resin dot. Isn't that pretty? So it's got kind of a pinkish, petalish green tone to it, which really picks up the colors that we have here. And then around the outside, we're going to use a couple of the brass butterflies. So one of them will fly like this. And the small one, we're going to get to come in from this angle down here, right in that space. Nice. All righty, let's find our dimensionals. And we're going to flip this to the back side and pop on about 4 should do it. Now, if you come in a little ways from the edge there, you'll only need to do 4 of those, okay? So let's get rid of our mat and bring in our card base. Now, card base is Petal Pink, and it opens over here on the right-hand side. And we have an embossed layer, and this is done with the exposed brick. And we're going to pop a little glue back there. If you have trouble getting your fingers sticky from the liquid glue, just use the dot method, and then you can pretty much keep your fingers out of it. All right, press that down. We have 2 of the designer papers that go with this set. The other side's pretty too, isn't it? It has a really ton of great images in this set. All this information will be in your PDF. All right, we're going to come in here about 3/8 of an inch from the edge there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And come in a little bit. So we have a little bit of space there in the middle. Now we can take off the toppers of our dimensionals here. There we go. And we're going to center that in the middle. And your card is now ready for sending. I hope you enjoyed stamping with us this evening. If you did, the information is below to get your card kit and to sign up for my mailing list. And if you're on my mailing list, then you'll get all the information about the weekend classes. And plan to be with us on July the 13th, which is the second Tuesday in January. I hope you all have a magnificent holiday, and we'll see you in January.